on training taxi drivers and individuals about client transport, how to transport clients to and from places safely as possible and in the most advantageous route to the client that makes it easier and affordable for them. My immediate plan is, in order to do this training, I firstly have to do this course to show that I'm capable of training adult students. I need to acquire what's called a P endorsement, which shows that I understand the laws and the knowledge of the taxi industry. I have to complete what's called an area knowledge training, which shows that I have the knowledge of the entire Auckland region. So that's all the streets, all the hotels, landmarks, everything. So it covers quite a wide range of training. I also need to obtain the NZQA qualifications of the unit standards that I'm training other people, and also on an ongoing basis I need to continue training and refreshing everything that I do so that it's always relevant at the time that I teach it. Streets change all the time, they're forever building new streets everywhere, new subdivisions, so I have to do ongoing training to make sure that I know exactly all the new streets, where they are and how they affect the taxi industry, as well as the laws. So the laws of the taxi industry change quite frequently, so I have to keep up to date with all the law changes, so that when I train the drivers, I have to be able to tell them what law applies to them in terms of child restraints, parking, all that sort of thing. I need to know it all the time. So that's my immediate plan, is to keep this going, is to do this part. My second goal and third goal are pretty much the same. It's to provide training on safe transport and to provide training on customer focus and, again, the advantageous route for the customer. So in my training sessions, I'd have to set a time frame for the learning depending on their current circumstances. The industry itself is made up of about 99% of males, so as you can never set a time frame for them, and yeah, on anything. Why are you laughing? So yeah, I mean, and they always have things to do. Like for them, time is money. They can't afford to take time out for training because they're losing out on money, and they can't afford to go out on the road and do the driving if they haven't had the training. So somewhere in the middle, there has to be something that has to happen in the middle. So that's where I would set my time frame for them. And then I would have to identify the needs of the learner and by creating a relationship that makes it both easy for teaching as well as for learning. With men, within the industry as well, the majority of taxi drivers all have English as a second language. So it's really quite difficult in terms of trying to teach them, to get across to them as easy as possible. So I would also design a communication assessment, so that just by communicating I would know what level of English they can speak so that I can teach them easier. I'd also design role play situations as well that make it easier for them to be able to how to deal with customers, how to deal with difficult customers, what they need, what they need to say. Role play is really good in these sort of situations because through experience I've learnt that role play makes it easier for the individual to learn how to drive a taxi, how to handle a customer, and also learning games. I've also, in my experience, I've found that learning games, when you do learning games with them, they tend to be able to understand the laws, and even difficult words that they don't understand when they're learning, it helps them to learn those words a lot easier. So those are the medium things. Long term would be just to get feedback from the learner, obviously on how I can improve my methods of delivering the content that I show them, and that it helps me in the future. Also to review how well the students understand the material, possibly what their weaknesses and strengths are, even what mine are at the same time. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Robert. Okay, the next one will be Annie.
plan would be to speak to, I have had financial advice, but also to have financial advice, discuss my goals for retiring in 10 years' time, and how I'm going to achieve that. And so it needs to, by speaking to my financial advisor, it needs to allow me to have financial security that gives me a good lifestyle in retirement. I want to be mortgage free. I want to be able to have overseas trips. I've got lots of family and friends overseas, but there's also lots of places on my bucket list. Although I've done a lot of travelling, I want to do a lot more. So it needs to afford me to do that too. And so it needs to allow me to have a reasonable income. So I need to, when speaking to, getting the advice, I need to have an income that looks at my few years is to increase my Kiwi saver annually, if I can. I have got some investments to increase those that allow me to, have that end goal of a good income, and to implement the advice from the financial advisor and make reviews on a yearly basis to how my investments are doing, how I need to change, to maximise my end goal of retiring in 10 years. My long-term goal is to live a good life financially in retirement, and to plan and spend time overseas, visiting places, families and friends, and to still enable me to have at least the income that I've got today, and to be able to, hopefully, for it to be even, to give me at least the lifestyle I've got today, if not even better. So that includes having, the income to be able to travel, to socialise, enjoy hobbies, family and friends, and to drink champagne. And that should say in Ravello in 2020.
Awesome. Thank you very much for sharing that. Next is Kitty. Yes, I got that. See how I'm setting little goals for myself. Just remembering your names.
So my focus is to complete an event called the Tough Mudder, which is being held in April 2004. It's basically
2004.
Sorry, 2014. It's basically.
I just thought you're going back in time. That may be your goal.
It's a 20-kilometre or so obstacle course designed by the SAS, which apparently only 75% of people fully complete. So my aim is to complete it 100% and do all the obstacles on it. So my immediate action plan is the main focus at the moment, which is to get some of my friends to sign up with me. So I've got some help in being able to get that. I'm already signed up, so I'm doing it regardless, but it would be nice if they actually stopped talking about it and got on to doing it. I can achieve this by reminding them about it and hassling them and encouraging them to submit their application before it's the price that you pay to do the event goes up in increments between now and the event actually happening. So if I remind them when the price increases are happening, then they're more likely to sign up sooner rather than later.
This is going to be into New Zealand.
Yeah, it's going to be at Hampton Downs. It's the first time it's South Auckland.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Will they have electrical shocks at the end?
Sorry?
Will they have electrical shocks at the end?
Probably. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, it's never been in New Zealand before. It's been in other places around the world. It's really famous in Australia, but it's never been here before. I need to work out my strengths and weaknesses and make a plan to improve these, because obviously there's lots of different obstacles. Some of them I'll excel at and others I'll really struggle with, so I need to work out where I need to improve. I can set myself exercise tasks to see what I'm good at and what I'm not so good at, so I can improve on that. And also speak to the trainer at the gym who can advise me on things I can do. I need to increase the amount of exercise I currently do. Basically, I just need to have a good word with myself and stop finding excuses to not exercise, and get out there a bit more. So maybe think of short-term goals that I can realistically achieve, which will keep me motivated to exercise more. So my basic goals will be to train 3 to 5 times a week, make a weekly schedule so I can fit that in around my work and my social life, and so I will still be able to achieve that. Be able to do 30 push-ups without stopping. I think I can currently do about 20 at the moment, so if I do 3 sets of 10, then I can pause between each set, which will build up my endurance, and then I'll be able to do it. I'd like to be able to do that by Christmas, which is only a few weeks away. To be able to do 10 pull-ups unassisted. I can do 10 assisted ones at the moment. I think I can maybe get up to 5 unassisted, so I need to work on that in the next 3 weeks, and I'm going to achieve that by Christmas. So I'll probably, at least twice a week, just practice, even if it's on the monkey bars down at the local park, and just try and improve on that strength. Identify my strengths and weaknesses by setting myself 10 key exercises and giving myself a minute to do each one and seeing how many I can do. So then I'll see where my good points and my bad points are and know what to plan. Get 4 of the friends that have said they were going to join up with me. Again, boys, not very good at committing. So hassle them lots and find out the actual schedule of the price increases so I can put it down for them and say you need to pay by this date. Otherwise you've got to pay lots more money. My midterm goals are then again increasing my exercises even more, increasing my upper body strength because I don't have much power there, but I'll need it to complete a lot of the obstacles. Increasing the distance I can run because I'm not a runner, and that's probably going to be the hardest challenge for me, is actually getting through the course with the running. And then long-term goal is to just complete it 100% and achieve all the obstacles. I'm not bad at the end of it.
Excellent, thank you. What you will notice is that every one of the presenters were passionate about what they were presenting on. Absolutely passionate. And why is that?
Process.
Yes. And it had value for them. Yeah. And look at the difference. It's about a passion that they have, or a hobby that they have, or a lifestyle choice that they're choosing to make, or a profession, a career, a business that they are starting or part of or want to have succeed. But it's things that are integral to their lives. It's key. It's who they are. Yeah.